In today's video, we are going to be doing a review and a little bit of a demonstration of EvenSkyn's Lumo. This device uses a number of different kind of modalities and technologies in order to help combat the signs of aging. I have now used this device for 70 days and nothing else. So today I'm going to give you my thoughts and share a couple of before and after photos. Let's get started. I don't even know what I just said. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Mary. I'm 50 years old and I love experimenting with devices, methods, products, anything that's going to help me look as young as I feel. And I'm really excited because if you've been coming with me on my sort of journey, you will see that I've started to get more into the devices. While I love my lotions and potions, I'm trying to experiment with products that might give a little bit heavier hit to my routine. So I've had various successes with some of these types of products, like microcurrent, which hasn't been my best friend as of yet, though I'm not giving up. LED light therapy, big fan. And next on this journey has been radio frequency, and that's what we're here to talk about today. So I was contacted by the company EvenSkyn, and these are the guys that are behind this device, and they had said to me that they wanted me to give this a try. Now, let me start off by saying it's not a sponsored video. They did give me the product, and in fairness, they gifted me a lot of their time to see if this is actually even going to be the right fit. And I was thrilled by that. So all in all, the timing couldn't have been better because I was in the market for a radio frequency device anyway. I was literally a week or two away from buying a product. Not this product because I hadn't heard of this company, but something that's entirely different. So I was already in this space and looking for this type of modality. But what I really liked about this company is they spent a lot of time with me. So we had hours of Zoom calls just to see if it was actually the right fit. I wanted to find out more information about them, about, how knowledgeable they were going to be in this field, but they also wanted to make sure that this was going to be right for what I was looking for, and not only just me, but for you, something they thought that my viewers were going to be interested in learning about. So they have been building components as well as the actual devices that you'll find in clinics for a very long time. So they know all about the space, they know all about the technology, and what needs to go into something that can be used at home. Okay, so a little bit of information about this. This has a lot of stuff going on, and I was even starting to film this and thinking about filming this video, I kind of thought, how am I going to cover all this? Because there are a lot of different technologies in this one device. Okay, it has radio frequency, it has LED light therapy, both in red and blue. It has electrical muscle stimulation, and it also has a cooling refrigeration component. So it has a lot of different things going on. Okay, so essentially it has 5 different modes. Now of those 5, 4 of them include radio frequency. So that is sort of the foundation of this device. You can do radio frequency combined with light therapy. There is a radio frequency with ion for deep cleaning. There is an absorption mode, which is just to help your product sink deeper into your skin, also with radio frequency. Then there is a radio frequency combined with electrical muscle stimulation. That's kind of the Mac Daddy of all of these modes. And then the last mode is a cooling mode that doesn't have any radio frequency whatsoever. So what this product, I think, does first and best, and the main reason I wanted to try it was the radio frequency. So what is radio frequency? Quite simply, it's here, just like everything else I'm always talking about, to stimulate collagen production. So it's using radio waves to heat the dermis, which is the deeper layers of the skin, and by heating it up, it's helping to activate ATP, and that essentially is the energy within our cells. And by activating that, it is going to help stimulate collagen production, cell turnover, and it's going to help to thicken and tighten the skin. So radio frequency is used a lot to tighten the skin, and that's really what this functionality is for. I know I'm always banging on about collagen because it's what we lose so much as we age. It is what I am forever chasing, because after the age of 25, we lose about 1% of collagen production every year. So by the time you get to your 50s and you hit menopause, you lose another 30% of that collagen, whatever's left, in the first 5 years. So by the time you get to my age, you're pretty much screwed and constantly doing what you can to replenish it, or I am. I mean, I use creams that contain collagen, I take supplements that contain collagen, and now I'm using a number of different devices to help stimulate collagen production. So the next big bonus, I think, of this product is the mode that contains EMS, and that's electrical muscle stimulation. So if you're familiar with microcurrent, it's the same sort of idea, but it's a little bit different. It is using low-level microcurrent electrical pulses in order to stimulate the nerves. So whereas microcurrent can't be felt, this is actually a little bit different. It's expanding and contracting the muscles. It's a little bit like working out your arm muscles with weights so that you can sort of feel that contraction. So what this is doing, again, is stimulating ATP production, which in turn will help to increase the cell turnover, and it's going to help to thicken and tighten the skin. So before we get into the demo, one of the things that I loved hearing about this product is the amount of time that it takes to use it. It's practically nothing, certainly compared to some of the other devices that I've used. Microcurrent, for example, for me to do the program that I wanted to achieve the results I was looking for, I had to do about 40 minutes, and I had about 40 minutes 3 times a week, and then eventually that would have gone down to once a month. But 40 minutes is a big time commitment. When I first was chatting to these guys, they said, look, you only need to use this for 5 minutes. It's like, what? How can that possibly be? They said, literally, you only need to use this for 5 minutes. You need to do it once a week because it's really important that you do not overdo it because your skin needs the time to replenish. That collagen building exercise needs to be left alone so that it can do its job. So if you are under the age of 40, you should only be using this thing once a week. And if you are over the age of 40, hello, you can use it twice a week. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, is using it twice a week. Now, each of these modes have a different recommended time usage. And the beauty of this device is that it will turn off at the end of that session. They're either 3 minutes long or 5 minutes long, and that's it. Okay, so now we're going to look at each of the 5 modalities that you can use and the order in which I would use them. Okay, the first mode is all about cleaning your skin. Even though we've started with clean skin, it's a really good way just to make sure you've gotten everything out. So this particular mode is combining radio frequency with an ion export function combined with sonic vibrations, and it's just designed to really give your pores a good clean. So you should take a toner and apply a toner to a cotton round, and you lift off this little piece here. This piece comes off, it's magnetic, and you apply a cotton rod to it and you just click that back on. Now, I did find that the small standard cotton rounds didn't fit this, so I went with the slightly larger kind of oval ones, and that one was fine. So you pour a little bit of toner onto it, and then you pick the right setting for that, which is called the ion setting, and you hit the go button, and that's going to run for 3 minutes. And literally, this is going to be moving around your face. Now, you can do this in either 2 different types of motions. You can either move it around in sort of straight lines like this, or you can move it in round ways like this. Both of them work, and I tend to use both of them as well. So once the cleaning is done, you're moving on to applying a product to your face in order for the other modalities to work. So for me, I use this one here, which is a hyaluronic acid. This one is by Hada Labo. Sorry, I ripped off the thing by accident. So I just pour this into a little dish, and then I apply that to my face between each of the next modalities with a little brush. So the next one is just straight up radio frequency with a little bit of LED red light therapy. Okay, so this is a 5-minute cycle. Now they do recommend on all the modes that you keep the unit moving and it's not resting too much on your skin. Now, I like feeling a little bit of the warmth. If you're moving it, you will never feel the heat. But if you keep it in one spot, you do start to feel that heat accumulate. So I tend to go a little slower on this particular mode. This is the mode that I'm most interested in. So this will turn off after 5 minutes. Personally, I do 2 of these. After the 5 minutes, I put it on again, and I go for 2 rounds of this. Now, I focus mostly on the lower parts of my face, even though I will put it all over. But I'd say 60%, I'm really focusing on the jowls and sort of the chin area and the mouth to the ear. It's where I tend to focus the machine, but I will also use it around the eyes, under the eyes, and up on the forehead. So the next modality is called ENI. It is electrical nutrient iontophoresis, and I seriously hope I pronounced that correctly. And that's all about helping the products absorb better into your skin. So it combines radio frequency. It also has red and blue light therapy, and it also has some intermittent sonic pulses to it. And all of that's going to help push this deeper into your skin. So again, you start with any of your chosen water-based serums, and this one will last for 2 minutes, and then it'll switch off. Now the next mode, it was the heavy hitter, and I have to say it's the one that really kind of gave me a bit of a shock. Now, I cannot emphasize enough, you need to start this on the first level because there are varying levels. I think it's 1 to 5. Now, when I'm on radio frequency, I'm up high. I'm up at a 4 or 5. When I'm on the ENI, which is the product absorption, I'm going back down to 1 or 2. But when you're on EMS, EMS stands for electrical muscle stimulation. This is the one that's using the electrical impulses. You're going to feel this. And it shocked the hell out of me the first time. I didn't realize that I was on level 3. And I think it defaults to level 3, so be aware of that. And it gave me such a shock, my teeth hurt. So I would strongly recommend you start this on number 1. So I've been using this now for months and I'm still on number 1. I don't know how high I'm going to be able to get, if I even need to get any higher, but it delivers quite a punch. In addition to the electrical pulses, it's using radio frequency, it's using red and blue light therapy, and it has that constant sonic pulse behind it. So it's delivering a heavy hitting punch, and you need to make sure at this stage that you are keeping that device moving. You do not want to keep it in any particular spot for too long. Now, if you look closely at some of this footage, you can see that there's some twitching going on. And I need to warn you that some could see this as being uncomfortable. It doesn't hurt in any way, but you can see it in the lips and you can also see it in my eyes when I'm getting near the corners of my eyes, that there's a bit of a twitching. Now, there's no pain involved. It's just a bit odd. And you can feel that actual muscle stimulation. So this particular mode will last for 5 minutes and then it will switch off. And at this stage then you would go and rinse off anything that you got on your face or let it sink in or whatever, because the final mode, the cooling mode, you don't want to have any wetness on your skin. So for me, depending on what products I've used, I might go wash my face, because even though I'm using hyaluronic acid, which we know is good for the skin, it's not my favorite. I find that it can cause dryness. So I use it for this and then I wash my face when I'm done with all of it, and then I go in with the cooling. And I really like this mode. I was really surprised by it because it's not something I thought I'd be into. But what happens is the unit really, really cools down. So it's not as cold as ice, but when you put this against your skin, it is so lovely. It's sort of like that splash of cold water after you've washed your face, which I like to do. It kind of gives you that sort of sense of feeling awake, but it also feels like everything's a little bit tighter, and tighter in a good way, not tighter in a bad way. So I take this and just press this to the skin and then move it around. And I have to say, I've really come to like this. Now, I don't use it as much as I probably would like to if I thought of it. You could use this every time after you wash your face because it just is so nice at the very end. But I tend to only use it on the days that I'm using the device and doing my full protocol. So this one lasts for 2 minutes, but because there's no radio frequency or anything else in it, you can use it as long as you want. You can be there for 10 or 20 minutes if you so desire. Okay, so now we're going to look at a couple of photos. We're going to look at 2 sets. The first we're taking at the end of August. I started using this device in mid-September, and the last ones were taken at the end of November. Now, I want to premise it by saying, there's not catastrophic changes here. And I would actually suggest that you go to the EvenSkyn website and look at some of their before and afters, because they are very impressive. But I think the starting point would be a little further down the road than I am at this moment in time. I use a lot of devices. I take care of my skin. I do a lot of massage. I do a lot of things that are keeping my face looking relatively youthful for my age. But I think that there have been more drastic results than we're going to see here. But I'm looking at this with a very discerning eye, because I'm looking for certain things myself to determine whether or not I think these products are worth it. Okay, so I have 2 pictures here looking straight on. I've tried to keep my smile generally the same, the lighting generally the same, but I have to do that general disclaimer. I'm not a professional, and anyway, I've done the best that I can. So looking at the one on the left versus the one on the right, the left was actually September 13th, and November 22nd is the one on the right. So what I'm really seeing is one major, well, not major, it's the biggest difference that I'm seeing and the difference that I was looking for. And it's in this section right here and sort of the jowls, that I am seeing a tightening. I'm seeing a lengthening. And that's really what I'm looking for this device to do. I'm really looking for this sort of section here to get the biggest improvement. And I'm seeing an improvement here in my own eyes. That to me looks like it's a bit slimmer. It looks like it's a bit tighter, a bit more refined. So I'm really happy with that. Okay, and then in the next set of pictures, there's just sort of a slight turn of the face. Again, I'm seeing a more pronounced jawline, and it looks like it's cleaner. It looks like it's flatter. And I'm also noticing, which I'm sort of surprised by, was it looks like there's a bit of an improvement here around the crow's feet. And I wasn't actually looking for that, but it looks like there's a slight improvement there. So all in all, I'm happy with the progress. I wasn't expecting to look 10 years younger, but I seem to be going in the right direction. And like so many of the other products that I'm using, like the LED, I think that if I continue to use it on a regular basis, then I'm really onto something. Okay, so let's talk details. Okay, I'm going to tell you that yes, I do really like this device. It has been so easy to incorporate into my routine, and it doesn't pain me to go and use it, which some previous devices that I have used in the past have. You're kind of like, I do not have 40 minutes 3 times a week to make this thing work. I've been able to pick and choose what I want to use. And this is my rundown. The ion cleaning mode, not so much. I do a double cleanse. I don't really use that functionality because I take care of it and I clean my skin really well. So to me, that's just time that I don't want to allocate to it, so I'm not using it. The pure radio frequency mode that has a bit of the light therapy in, absolutely, without a doubt, this is what I use. I use this 5-minute mode twice, so that's 10 minutes that I'm contributing to my routine. The ENI mode, which is the absorption one, I don't really use that one either. Again, I need to find something that's going to fit with my lifestyle, and I just don't feel that I need it. So that takes me to the EMS mode, and that is the other modality that I definitely use. And that's the electrical muscle stimulation, and I really like it. Now, it may be a little off-putting to people in that whole twitchy thing, but I actually really like it. I feel like it's doing a good job, and I'm seeing the results from using both of those two modes together, the radio frequency and the EMS. So all I'm having to do is 15 minutes twice a week. Guys, I can totally live with that. And I feel that I'm seeing results. I feel that I'm getting out of this machine what I want it to do. So for me, I think this is a fantastic machine and I love it. So now let's get into the price. So on their website at the moment, this costs, I think it's $529 American, which is about 488 euros. That is very spendy. But the good thing is I do have a couple of discount codes that I'm going to share with you down below. I have sort of an everyday code, and then I have a special code just for the month of December if you're looking to purchase pre-Christmas. So I'm going to put all those details down below. But what I can say is that I think this is a very well-made unit. It's nice and hefty. It has a nice feel to it. You just know that a lot of research and time and effort and money has gone into it. It's just, it feels great in the hand and it's just so easy to use. And you do feel like it's working. And yeah, guys, I'm seeing the results. You may not see it as much as I do, but I love it. And I'm absolutely hands down going to continue to use this. Now, I'm not using this and nothing else because while it does have LED light therapy in it, I want something that's more concentrated for that. So I'm still using other light therapy devices. And in fact, I have to say a thank you to EvenSkyn because they've just sent me their new mask, which just launched in the past couple of months, an LED mask. That's next. I will be trying that one out and reporting back, and I'm super excited to use that too. So I will use an LED light therapy in addition to this, but this has now made it into my regular routine, and I find it super easy. It comes in this little charging device here that goes into the wall. It charges, it keeps a pretty good charge, and I just find it simple and easy to use. So I do want to say thank you to the guys at EvenSkyn for reaching out because I probably wouldn't have found it otherwise, and I love it. I really do. Now, I know this can seem a bit overwhelming, and in fairness, even trying to put this video together, it's taken me a while because there's so much to say, but it's actually really easy to use, and the guys have made it really easy by putting together a very comprehensive and easy to follow manual. So don't be freaked out or trying to write too much stuff down or trying to take it all in, because I know it sounds confusing, but it's actually really not. And when you get your head around it, which doesn't take long, it's actually quite a snap. So if you like this video, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel, you will give it a thumbs up, and also hit that notification bell so that you know every time a new video is uploaded, which happens every Friday. So thanks again for joining today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Have you heard of this device? Is it something that might be of interest to you? Do you have your own experiences with it? Do you have any questions? So anything like that, just leave that down below because I really do enjoy hearing from you guys too. So thanks again for joining today, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye. I've used this device now for 75 days. So, what the fuck? So I have used this device for 70 days. So today's video, fuck me. I have used this device for 70 days. So today I'm gonna, oh my gosh, this is not a good start, Carrie.